How does one not hate a villain? Not want to see him head to the gallows for kidnapping, stealing, and killing? That's easy. Jan Hahn exhibits her talent as a writer by creating a likable villain. Just like heroes, villains are complex characters. Yes, there are those dark, twisted, evil ones, but there are also the more sympathetic villains that readers can relate to. Like Nate Morgan, a good villain reminds you that he is still human, while feeling torn between his actions and what he knows to be right. Even though the reader does not want the villain to succeed with his plan, he still feels remorse for the flaw that causes him to be bad. This is where Elizabeth falls. After hearing of Morgan's childhood and sensing he has a higher nature, she feels pity on him while at the same time condemning his current behavior. Seeing all this, I too felt pity for Nate Morgan and might have been briefly swept away by his smooth charm. While I don't want to see him hanged, I still don't want to see his plans succeed. So I'd like to read you an excerpt from The Journey depicting Nate Morgan as a likable villain. Mr. Morgan, I acknowledge that I am your prisoner, but I appeal to your higher nature to treat me like a lady, a married lady. My higher nature? As opposed to what? To the base criminal you and your kind consider me? You are a criminal. You have robbed my husband and me. You have abducted us, and now demand extortion from our kinsmen? How can you deny the charge of criminal? He shrugged. I have no wish to deny it. I am what I am. You, madam, accuse me of possessing a higher nature. It's not an accusation, but rather a hope, based on my observations. You have come to my defense more than once, I said softly, and you have shown kindness in providing necessities for my husband and me. He turned and walked back to the table, placed both hands thereon, and leaned towards me. Any kindness I have shown was for you alone, Elizabeth. I'd just as soon shoot your husband. He quickly rounded the table to stand by me. Before I knew what happened, he took my hands in his again and pulled me to my feet, placing both of us much too close to each other. And what'll you give me in return if I tell you what you wish to know? A kiss, perhaps? He leaned his face close to mine, and I was conscious of his golden curls falling over his forehead. Mr. Morgan, you forget yourself. I am married. But are you happily married? I think not. Why ever would you say such a thing? Your marriage is no love match, Elizabeth. Anyone can see that. Grabbing my shoulders, he turned me around and clasped me tightly. Tangling his fingers in my long hair, he pulled my head back and stared into my eyes. I speak the truth, don't I? That gentleman may love you, but you don't return his affection. Release me, I hissed. My mouth so close to his, I could feel his warm breath. I could feel his heart beat furiously against my breast. I realized then that the man was truly attracted to me, perhaps even enamored. Slowly and deliberately, he removed his hands from my arms, flexing his fingers wide. When he spoke again, his voice emerged deep and hoarse. What I wouldn't have given to met you afore Darcy did. If I'd have wooed you, not even his riches would have proved tempting, for you would have known what 'tis to truly be loved. I could make no answer. It took all my effort to quell my gasping for breath. I had never seen such intensity in a man's eyes, such passion, and never before had I been an object of so ardent a declaration. I hope this has piqued your interest enough to run out and grab a copy of The Journey, and I hope that you found Nate Morgan as likable a villain as I have.